using that in the mines or just to light up the facilities here. Heading over, we got a flathead off a 6-cylinder here. Yeah, not sure what that's off of. And the pièce de résistance over here. Check out this bulldozer. God, this is neat. I bet you this thing will run. Not that I have any of the provisions with me to make it run. Wow. So it uses a, is there a winch that's missing? How does it lift this? Oh, I see. Yeah, so it's got a double pulley system and then a cable running back to a winch in the back. Ooh, okay. Old Caterpillar. Man, this is one hell of a bulldozer. Look at the size of that. Let's see, what have we got here? I believe this little engine here, this is a 2-cylinder. This is the starting motor. So you start this guy first, and then that starts the main engine over there, and you can see the firing order on the exhaust manifold. Is that the exhaust manifold? Yeah, that's the exhaust manifold. It says 153624. So it's a 6-cylinder diesel, I'd be willing to bet. And look at the twin V-belts for that fan there. This is one hell of a machine. It's a shaft for the water pump there. Yeah, if I had some diesel fuel, I bet this sucker would start. The starting engine, I believe, is a gas engine, so battery's most likely dead. Look at all these levers. I might try and get this branch off of it, give her a seat, see what I can do with her. Anything in the toolbox? A menagerie of parts and pieces. No tools. Ah, yeah, here's the winch. Wow. So it's got a neat. So it's got a twin drum winch here. So you could run a drag line off of the one side here, and you can lift the forward. Pardon me. I believe it's called the shovel or the. Not the shovel. God, what's it called? Anyways, the big hunk of steel in the front that pushes the dirt out of the way. You can lift it up via one side of the winch. I don't know if they're operated separately or they're the same. Look at the size of the tow hitch on that. Damn, that's one hell of a machine. Busted camper shell. What do we got here? Is this a... Okay, what model is it? Let's guess what it is. GM Chrysler? The emblem's been stolen. I don't think it's a Ford. I think it's I want to say GMC or Chrysler. Powermatic. There's got to be an emblem on it somewhere. Oh gosh, the rat's about a field day with this thing. What is it? Wow, look at that speedometer. It goes up to 100. Transmission. There's got to be. Let's see, it looks like it's a manual transmission. No, automatic transmission. So what is the third pedal for? Very interesting. Yeah, let's go take a look around the back. Check it out. Fuel tank's right behind the driver's seat. What have we got here? This is a motor. Well, it's missing the motor. The engine would be up here. This is for a boat. Why is this up here in the mountains near no water? Looks like it could have been a dually. That's an older skip bucket there. Sabco Auto Body. It's another one of those older buckets. Looks like it was holding diesel or something. Pretty gnarly. Interesting little tank here. It's Got a cute little valve on it. Looks like a little gas valve. What is this truck? Powermatic. I'm sure somebody's like screaming at their monitor because they know what it is. What does this say? Chevrolet. It's a Chevy. Oh, no wonder it doesn't run. Ah, okay. I wonder if this came out of it. That's usually kind of important. Somebody's taking the carburetor. V8 by the looks of it. I see 8 spark plug wires coming out of there. Quite a truck, pretty big. Like the hood release, it's got one on each side. Tiny little radiator though. For the grill of this size, you think they'd stretch it, but I don't know. I don't own or buy Chevys, so. And the hood is stuck. Come on, there we go. Okay, let's head on down there, see what's down there. Okay, so we've come upon this other piece of interesting old iron. And what my theory on this is it's some sort of crusher where you'll notice there's a bearing here and another bearing here. So I believe there were 2 rollers, and using these screws here and the cams, you could pull the rollers closer or farther apart. And you could tell it's sort of a funnel shape, and it's been worn down on these spots. So there was something spinning here. I bet you it goes through on the bottom, but I'm not going to dig through that. And so based off of these sort of shackles here, there's probably an entire top that went down over it somewhere around here. Who knows? This piece of plate back there, gosh, God knows what that is. It looks like maybe the sides of a jaw crusher or something. Let's see. Ooh. Check out all this stuff. We got a blower. Was that Simpson concentrator? Oh, there we go. Does it spin? Oh, yes, it does spin. So the bearing's free. So that'd be mounted on a pedestal. There was a building here. Maybe another workshop. Check out an AC motor. Oh my God, she's seized. Wow. Check out the brushes there. Pretty big. You know, that looks a lot like that brush that was up above. Is this so it's 3-phase. Is this a synchronous motor? Yeah, it's got these. Wait, I don't know. Interesting. I'll have to look into that further. Here's another pulley off of the dozer. Let's see, what have we got here? We got an outhouse. Jesus. She's falling into the shitter. Yeah, I don't know how much I'd trust that. Anywho. Oh, that's not going to close. The whole thing's sinking into itself. All sorts of miscellaneous lag bolts, bearings, hinges. There's another alternator. What else have we got in here? There's a valve cover. There's a hydraulic line. Some sort of drain here. Pulley for steel cable. 3-phase breaker panel. V-belt pulleys. A lot of electrical panels, pipe fittings. Ooh, is that a meat grinder? It is a meat grinder. Kind of weird. We got, is that Romex cable? What is this? Oh no, it's just cable, electrical cable, I think. Might be shielded steel cable, I'm not sure. Here's another one of those sort of vent pipes. Screen material for classifiers. All sorts of bits of rail. That's off of something old there. Looks like it had stakes in it. Ooh, what is this thing? Old cast iron. It looks like a giant clamp. Oh, I think this is a part for the dozer. Maybe an accessory that clamped on the forward blade. This isn't very old. Check out the welds on it though. That is, here's my finger for scale. That's a giant blob. I think that's braze actually, yeah, based off of the color. So they brazed this, they snapped it and then they brazed it. That guy's still in one piece. All sorts of weird menagerie. There's a nice window. Steel frame. Look at the latches on that. Maybe part of the building here. Grill from a Jeep. Hey, there's a duotherm heater. Up there, there's the grill. Tricycle. Steps. I mean, there's little breakers. Oh, here's a cylinder head. Looks like it's off of a straight six. There's a frame. So I think they had a straight six car up here, and it looks like they chopped the whole thing up. So you can tell there's the subframe from the center. They got an axle. There's the leaf springs. There's a couple of cylinder heads off of some other engines. Some sort of clamping jig. Here's maybe a master cylinder. I don't know what that is. Looks like it's hydraulic. There's it looks like a, God damn it, what's it called? Transfer case, that's what it is, transfer case. So yeah, for forward drive, it's kind of all busted open. There's that's for air brakes on trucks. That's a brake band from a drum brake. Steering column. Ooh. This is off of a drill column. This is mining related. Yes, I believe this is off of a drill column. So you'd clamp your drill here, that end would go on the column. Interesting. Looks like part of a water pump there. You can see the main seal. Yeah, okay. That's probably the other part of that water pump. So many incredible parts. I mean, I could spend here all day just looking around. There's a crank. Tow hitch right there. I wonder if there's any more mining related stuff in here. Looks like it's mostly automotive. That's gas regulators right there. Well, I guess that could be a water regulator. Oh no, it does say gas regulator right on it. So yeah, it's gas regulator. Giant belt for rock transport. There's the intake manifold up there on the hill. Not sure what this thing is right here. Just too much stuff. Too much. It's incredible that it's all here. Giant spring, valve assembly. Let's head on over to where Nick is and see what he's looking at. Okay, we're back over to the other side. This looks like the remains of a shaker table that's been bent and beat to hell. You can see the adjustment wheel here. This is similar to the one that was at the Allison mine. It's hard to see it, but it's all twisted and bent, but this would have been a shaker table. Foundations of a building over here. Are these foundations? Oh, I take it back. This was one of the shaker tables. Look at the size of this. This is massive. Twin shaker tables here. We got an old air compressor right over here. What else we got? That looks like an old Dodge early power wagon. Oh, and it's got a bed crane in the corner there. What is this? This is the bottom frame for the shaker table. There's another pulley there. So you can see the cam here. Will this spin? Probably not. Nope, she's seized. There's the cover that goes over the top of it. Usually those are always stolen. So those tables would lay on top and sit there going back and forth based off of this cam here. It's missing a couple of pieces. Ooh. Remains of an old, looks like a voltmeter. You can see where it says volts. 60, 80 volts. Check out this old lamp socket. That's beautiful. Looks like it's from the 20s or 30s. Heading this way. 60. I don't know who makes this. There we go. Oh, that stays. Leroy Company. Leroy! Okay, so you can see here, we got a 4-cylinder engine up front. Somebody's stolen the leads for the plugs. Where's the distributor for this guy? Oh, there's the distributor. Gear driven. The rotor cap's missing. There's the water separator, the fuel pump. That should be, I think that's the air cleaner for the intake, or is that an oil filter? I think that's an oil filter right here. Yeah. 2-cylinder compressor in the rear. It looks like it's liquid cooled. See, you got that pipe coming up over the top. Goes down into the water pump. Leroy Company. When ordering parts, always give above serial number. Leroy! Let's see. Wow, electric bed crane. Wooden bed. I believe this is a Dodge. Is it a Dodge? Why do people take all the emblems off of these things? Let's see. Another 100 speedometer. Oil pressure, fuel, amps. Check out the turn signal switch. Oh, she sees pretty good. Now this is definitely a manual. And it looks like it's got a several speeds in the rear. And probably maybe a 4-speed. 4 on the floor. Let's see if there's any. Oh! A pole transformer with the insulators pretty badly busted. Let's see if it says on the valve cover. Nothing. It's either a Dodge or an International. I'm pretty sure it's a Dodge. Anywho, carrying on, what have we got over here? This is a, what is this? Ready Power. Ready Power. It's a generator. It's an electric generator. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you see the Wico distributor. Oh man, yeah. Look at. Well, hang on. First get this guy out of the way. We got a small forge. Sorry about the wind noise. Propane tank to run it. But okay, look at all these. All the cells have been busted open. You can see here's the lead sheets, and then the basically the separator, insulative separator. Okay, so a whole bunch of, let's see, the lead's real soft. Anyways, a whole bunch of batteries, probably as a reservoir supply. And then coming off of it, it's got 3-phase. I bring it over here into this panel. Oh my God, that's off. That's on. Then they pull out probably 110 out of this little power pole with a couple of knobs. And they go up. Oh my God. Don't let the fire marshal see this. This is an electrical nightmare. So they, okay, I see what they were doing here. So they're generating the power here, running it 3-phase, split the 2 phases so that they get 110. There's the other line there. 2 110 lines, so it's probably a 240 3-phase. And then they run it over here, and they were using electric motors to run all the parts of this processing plant. So they got lines going up there. They probably got a jaw crusher up there. They got a Nick, help me. What do they call this where it's got the spinning wheel?
The disc mill.
Disc mill. That's what it is. Disc mill.
Also, kind of a ball mill over here.
Oh, on the side as well. Yeah. And they got, is this another jaw crusher? They got a shake table, whoa, shake table down here, motor driven of course. So they got a mini shake table.
Got the big one.
Yeah, another giant shake table, also motor driven. And then what else is going on here? This is is that a water pump or? Oh, this is a, when you're out in the desert, there's no water and you want a dry mill. You see this guy over here looks like a pump and it's pushing air right up and through this, and you can see a screen. Yeah, see the cam there? And that's just a diaphragm that move in and out, probably with a check valve.
Are you looking at it?
This guy here, I can't get the belt to spin, but let me see if I can come around the side without killing myself over here. Okay. Yeah, now you can see it. So it's this guy runs this diaphragm that goes in and out off of that cam there. And it looks like it also runs another pump there. Anyways, that blows air up. So, okay, the ore goes in the top, probably gets jaw crushed, comes down. There's a separator. Part of it goes to this ball mill over here. The other part goes to the disc mill. After the disc mill, and it's super fine, it runs through here, and I think it blows air up through it, which would remove any of the lighter materials if they got it set right. Goes down this funnel and into this shaker table. And then from this, they probably had a catch, or they perhaps ran it to this other shaker table. They got some pipes running off over there. Maybe they ran it down to another level lower below. But yeah, they had a whole setup here, and it's got water lines. I think that's a water pump. Maybe it wasn't blowing air. Maybe it was pumping water. What does this say? Denver, Colorado Equipment Company. What is it? Oh, hopefully that comes out better. Somebody online could read that. So, this little concrete footing here. That's a giant ball mill running off of 3 belts, gear reduction. Is there a jaw crusher up top, Nick?
Most likely I haven't been up there.
Okay, we're gonna have to climb up there. Yeah. Is that another generator over here? Yeah, they got another generator. Oh, okay, another 4-cylinder going over. Now, will this guy, is she free? Will she crank? Let's see. Oh my God, she cranks! Oh my God! Very reluctantly she cranks. She is out of coolant. I like the little flapper for the exhaust. See if she's got any fuel in the tank. Oh my goodness, me gusta. Look at the sludge. Yeah, methinks she breathed her last. And the battery's missing. And it looks like somebody shot the oil filter there. Anyways, very cool. Let's continue looking around. This is so cool. Check out this frequency counter. So it's a whole bunch of rods in there of different lengths. And essentially, as the whole machine vibrates, the rods sort of jump up as it hits the resonant frequency of the rod. And it's of course tuned to however many cycles per second. So you'd look at this, whichever rod is bouncing the highest, that tells you how many cycles per second. That is very cool. Got a couple different things going on here. This is sort of like a general, this is just the control board for the engine itself. These guys look like oil filters, I think. Oh, these might be fuel filters. So this is a diesel. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Those are the injectors up there. That's the high pressure fuel pump. I'm sitting on the tank. It's got this secondary little tank here with a water separator. I'm not sure what that is for. As you can see down there, there's a water separator already for the fuel tank off the main line in. It's got this sort of, looks like a little hydraulic pump. So much cool stuff on this. Looks like it's called a Ready Power. So very cool. I like the way they installed the muffler on it. Just a quick bolted on kind of thing. So yeah, looking behind over here for the stuff that was being run by this guy, you can see they got a couple of extra power panels up here. And this guy, this looks like a giant rheostat. And you can see as I turn this knob, it turns this arrow down. So let's see if I can get to, yeah, see how it moves up? So that would control essentially the whole speed of everything, the whole operation here. This guy, let's see if I can spin this. Nope. Yeah, interesting. Whole bunch of stuff going on here. Let's see what's down below here. There's the press and the feed in for that. It looks like it had an ore feeder up here. So if I can come up around and show you. Yeah, so they used a flat belt pulley to a V belt to a, looks like a, it's just a little gearbox that turns the shaft out the side, worm gear drive, and then a motor directly coupled. There's the ore feeder over there. So yeah, we're gonna head on up there. Well, before I head up the hill, I almost forgot. There's a large sort of makeshift workshop over here. And this guy is just full of motors. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 motors. So they were just getting motors from God knows where and bringing them in here. And some of these are fairly old. Like this is an old style motor. Let's see who makes this. This is it my upside down? Can't really make it out. It looks like US Motors. Yeah, US Motor. Auto start ball bearing. Ooh, state of the art. Wow. These are old AC motors here. So, yeah, they were using them for the operation out here. Very cool. So we're looking at more of this stuff, and check this out. They put a giant electromagnet here for the stream of fine ground ore. So any iron particles get sucked into the magnet. This thing's, I mean, it's hodgepodge cobbled together, but this thing's pretty genius. Here's the feed there from the ball mill. God, this is so cool. So many different things here. So I found out that's not a rheostat. That's actually a variable transmission there. And when you spin the knob, it changes the diameter of the upper pulley and therefore the gear ratio, and then changes the speed. And this whole guy here actually spins, and this would be run off of this little belt here. Probably have to lube it up pretty good. But yeah, we're gonna head up to that jaw crusher, finally. There is just absolutely so much stuff to see here. So I finally climbed up on top of the ore bin here, and there's another bulldozer slash whatchamacallit, excavator up here. It's got the, or backhoe, see. Oh man, I'm out of breath. Also, check out some of these minerals up here. Like just these really pretty blues, and I think the darker stuff is silver. So, yeah, very neat. Well, anyways, check this out. So another Caterpillar dozer. It's got stabilizers are down. So, yeah, such a weird setup they got going up here. Ooh, seat's been seen better days. Yeah, here's the controls for that guy. I don't think these work any. Oh, some of them have a little bit of give to them. No hydraulic pressure though. This is this here? I think that's bucket controls there. And then this is, let's see, I've never driven one of these things before, but my understanding is the 2 pedals on the ground are your tracks, so that steers it. And then one of these is engine speed, and then there's a gear selector. This I'm pretty sure is choke. Oh, and that's not gonna move. It's still got most of the gauges in it. Ooh, it's a case. Ooh, that's very cool. Oh, the non-labeled C is probably the choke. So that might be throttle. Wow. Pretty neat. Wow, these hydraulic lines they're shot. Yep. Destined to rot away up here. Interesting bucket. The bucket swings like a scoop. That's pretty nifty. Okay, so he'd lift it, he'd scoop it up, and then would he dump it in the top of this? And this guy here, this is a, somebody flipped it over. This is a funnel from a boiler. So the boiler would have been on the bottom, and then the smoke would have gone out the top. This whole thing is upside down. But they're using it as a funnel. This is probably from the old mill down below. When the newer company came in, they stole it. You can tell from its riveted construction, it doesn't match. What we got? Handy belt, built by Standard. So they dump it into there. Oh, and you can see it's full of rock. Oh, there's a little ladder here, actually. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, they modified the hell out of this. Just welded onto it. Oh, and it's got a little makeshift grizzly in here. Out of rail, they just kind of welded this thing up. See how the view is from right here. Ooh, quite a view. Hi, Nick. Yeah, that's one spicy staircase there, my friend. Maybe I might climb in the ore bin. That seems pretty skookum. So yeah, they dump it in. This would sort of feed it into the ore bin. And then in front of the ore bin, there is a jaw crusher that I've seen from down below. And one-handed, we're gonna go and check it out. Oh my goodness. Me gusta. Yeah, this guy's pretty solid. As solid as you can ask for. Ooh, this whole thing's got a bit of give to her. I like the way they made these insulators. Just a bit of rebar, bit of welding. I'm starting to get flashbacks to the Little Mac mine, where a guy, yeah, a crazy guy with a welder and what will I make today? Just start sticking everything together. God, these are some ugly welds. Okay, and here's the jaw crusher. Again, driven by motor. So most of the big motors, they ran the electrical to them, and then each one got its own sort of little sub panel here. Will this guy open? No, she's crusher, 220 volt. Okay, yeah. So it's a 220 volt 3-phase system, I believe. So they're splitting it. So it's probably 3-phase, it's 480. They're pulling two 220 volt lines, and then from there they're also pulling 110 to ground. And so they're using the 110 for the smaller motors, the 220 for, well, actually the one that's running the ball mill is probably running off of 480. This run seems to be running 220. And yeah, so whatever they need for all these hodgepodge menagerie of motors. So you can see the whole sort of setup from here. Kind of crazy. I'd step down there and get a better look at that jaw crusher, but I think those boards might give any minute. And I don't plan on dying out here. Nothing like the lovely taste of cyanide.
I heard cyanide isn't as bad.
It's really, everybody sits there and blows stuff out of proportion.
It breaks down a bit.
first off, it's highly water soluble, so it immediately
Well, that's the problem is when it gets into running water.
Well, yeah, it's not great if it's in your water, but after a certain amount of time, it becomes so little parts per million that it's. The other thing, keep in mind, almonds contain cyanide too. So if your water's
That's just an extremely tiny amount.
exactly, but if your water,
well, exactly,
if it, yeah, so it's like eating almonds.
It's like the lead pipes you're talking about. How it's like they can have the
No, but that's that's different because see, heavy metals accumulate in your body, like mercury, lead, stuff like that. Those accumulate and don't leave.
Yeah, that's true.
Things like cyanide, that'll leave. So, yeah, okay. I don't know what they were doing here. Very strange. But they have this little pit. It's like a day at the beach.
Cyanide sand.
Yes, lovely. This is the handle that'll get cancer. Wow, it's really fine. Probably shouldn't breathe in the dust.
I think we just hiked out.
Such a strange building. Someone had a field day with the mortar. I'm sure this had a roof on it. It was probably a little barn. Oh, yeah. This is maybe the roof or part of the door. Yep. It's kind of neat looking from the outside, all the stone. We're going to see if we can catch a picture of the sunset through the valley over there. Ooh, flat belt pulley. Another old refrigerator. So much to see. Remains of either a dump or a building. Got a little or a little apartment stove. Looks like a heat exchanger over there. This might have been a dump. There's more stuff up there, blowers and such. Remnants of a building over here. Now this is old, probably dating back to the original mine. Oops. It's gorgeous. And the weather is just right. Do you have a message for your followers?
No.
Excellent. Initiate tractor noises. Oh my god, yes!
Are you filming that?